Good morning, my children, and once again, welcome back to your English class, the class of the teacher Jacob. For today, my children, we're going to start with a new topic that is called shapes or geometric shapes. But before I start explaining this topic, let's go back to yesterday's video and talk about emotions or feelings. Now remember, emotions are those expressions that we put or we say or we react when we have different actions. For example, if a person gives us a gift that contains a beautiful toy, we react in a happy manner. When we are hurt by the inside, for example, if we are a stomachache or a headache, when we have a pain in our neck or in any part of the body, we obviously feel sad. Okay? So, all of those emotions, they are expressed by several parts of the body, including the face. Most notably, the emojis. Now, for emojis, as I mentioned it, these are faces that transmit this expression. For example, happy is a face with a mouth like this. When we are sad, the mouth goes down. When we are angry, eyebrows go under and the mouth like a mountain. So, remember, emotions have different expressions. Recuerden que las emociones tienen varias expresiones y de acuerdo a lo que nos pase en la vida, pues esa es la emoción que vamos a transmitir en el momento. Inclusive, en un solo minuto podemos cambiar de diferentes emociones. De felicidad podemos pasar a miedo, de miedo podemos pasar a alegría, de tristeza podemos pasar a sueño. Así es que las emociones, recuerden que son parte de cada uno de nosotros como personas. So, as I mentioned it at the beginning of the video, today we're going to talk about geometric shapes. Now, this is a topic that we already discussed since we were in Kinder 1. But as in the case of colors, letters, and numbers, it's important to check it once again. Este tema que vamos a platicar el día de hoy, figuras geométricas, aunque es un tema que nosotros ya hemos venido practicando desde que estábamos en Kinder 1, es un tema relativamente sencillo, es importante volverlo a ver porque, como en el caso de colores, como en el caso de números, como en el caso de las letras del abecedario, pues se nos puede llegar a olvidar o nos podemos confundir de una figura a otra. Por eso es importante volverlas a repasar. Now, geometric shapes are divided in families. We start with the family of lines. Now remember, a line is a symbol that is very, very thin. Recuerden que una línea es una imagen, un símbolo que es muy delgado. Now, lines have three parts. We have the one that is vertical. Remember, vertical line is like a soldier. Is well standing and is like this. We have horizontal line in which the line is as if it were slippery. And we have the inclined line like the number 7, that is having a rest. Recuerden que las líneas tenemos tres principales. La vertical es la que está bien paradita como un soldado. La horizontal es la que está dormida, la que está ya acostada en camita. Y la inclinada es la que se encuentra de lado como el número 7. Ustedes recuerdan cómo está el número 7. Con flojera, cansado, y por eso está inclinado. De ahí viene la palabra. Okay? Now, next to the lines, we have the family of curves. Family of curves, once again, has three examples. The one that looks like letter N, the one that looks like letter C, and the ones that look like mountains. Okay, those are curves. And then we have the square. For the square, we have several examples of objects that have the shape of this geometrical form. Examples of squares, we can have a gift, or also called present, okay? And also a box. Para en el caso de los cuadrados, tenemos varios objetos que tienen esta forma, comenzando con un regalo. ¿Okay? Un regalo o un presente, estas dos palabras significan lo mismo. Gift or present in Spanish, regalo. Also, a box, remember box is in Spanish caja, also have the form of geometric shape. So, after the gift, we have the face of a robot. Now, the face of a robot looks like a square. Okay? Under, we have a book. Now the book or notebook in Spanish, cuaderno, also have the shape and form of square. And finally, the stove. Remember when we were talking about parts of the house, we discussed kitchen. Now inside the kitchen, we have several accessories, including cabinets, including dishes, including refrigerators, microwaves, and of course stoves. The stoves is the object that we use to cook the food. In Spanish, stove, una estufa, and the shape and form of the stove, once again, is like a square. Square, of course, in Spanish, cuadrado. Next to this geometric shape, we have the rectangle. Now for rectangle, we have two ways to put it. We have the horizontal rectangle or vertical rectangle. It doesn't matter how it's collocated or how it's put it, it's the same geometric shape. Para el rectángulo tenemos dos formas de verlo o de acomodarlo. Puede que exista el rectángulo de forma horizontal, acostado o de forma vertical. No importa cómo lo coloquemos, cómo lo veamos, sigue siendo un rectángulo. And talking about this, once again, we have objects that contain this form, including Lego blocks. Of course, you already know this famous toy. Remember, Lego blocks is a toy that we use to build several objects, including cars, buildings, or houses. Now, most of the Lego blocks have a rectangular form, so that's why I included in these examples. Next to the Lego block, we have a building. Now, building in Spanish, edificio. And this is an example of a vertical rectangle. Now remember, all buildings are very big, gigantic structures that appear on cities. Recuerden que los edificios, este es un ejemplo de un rectángulo en forma vertical. Y los edificios los podemos encontrar en las ciudades y son estructuras, construcciones enormes, gigantescas. And finally, we have bench. Now remember, the bench is an object that we use to sit down. It's like a chair, but larger. Es como una silla, pero más larga para que quepan más personas. Benches are the ones that appear on parks or gardens. Now remember the word bench in Spanish, una banca, and the bench is like a rectangle in horizontal form. Very good and very interesting. So, before I explain the activities of your teddy book, let's have our pronunciation exercise. For this, you already know the instructions. I say it first, please repeat after me. Antes de explicar las características de la actividad que tienen que hacer en su teddy book, vamos a practicar nuestro ejercicio de pronunciación. Para esto, recuerden, yo lo digo primero, repitan después. Vertical line. Horizontal line. Inclined line. Curve. 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 Very good. Let's continue with the geometric shapes that are under them. Square. Gift. Gift in Spanish, regalo, or we can also say present. También podemos decir un presente. Robot, or head of a robot. Book. Stove. Very good. Now let's continue with rectangles. Rectangle. Rectangle. Excellent. And don't forget that for rectangle, we have the following objects. We have Lego blocks, buildings, and benches. Excellent. Now the activity of today is located on your teddy book, and it appears right here, page 146. 146. So as you can see here, we have the geometric shapes that we already discussed. Now what you have to do, my children, with your pencil, first of all, we have to trace the shapes. We have to trace all family of lines, all family of curves, and the several examples of the squares and rectangles with pencil. After we trace them all correctly, recuerden que tenemos que remarcar correctamente, chicos. Ya son niños de preprimaria, así es que el teacher Jacob quiere trabajos bien hechecitos. Una vez que hayamos remarcado la familia de las líneas, la familia de las curvas y los ejemplos de los cuadrados y rectángulos, then we can continue painting the objects that require colors. Ahora sí, podemos colorear las figuras que requieran de algún color. En este caso, los cuadrados, squares, and rectangles with different colors. So the activity looks much better. Con varios colores, recuerden, para que nuestro trabajo quede mucho más padre. Now, while you are tracing each one of the shapes, it's important that you repeat its name so you don't forget it. Mientras ustedes remarcan cada una de las figuras, es importante que repitamos su nombre para que de esa forma no se nos olvide. Okay? Very good. So, that's it for today, my children. The teacher Jacob is very happy to see my beautiful students of pre-primary today on Valentine's Day. Remember, parts of the calendar, today is Monday, 14 Valentine's Day. So, have an excellent day. I send you all my love. I send you a lot of kisses and hugs, abrazos. We see you tomorrow. Take care. Goodbye.